Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to PCM Yeti episode 44. Shu has leveled up, so we've got some progress there. Here is what he has done in attribute progression. First off, 8 points total, which is decent for a 25-year-old to gain that much, who's, well, near his potential in terms of overall, near his potential in his top area, but well short of his potential elsewhere. I mean, he's definitely got some growth out there. And I've already shifted away from his primary. He was training as a sprinter before, but after his previous level up, I shifted him over to Barrador to help make him a little more well-rounded. And certainly climbing and Barrador ratings have a real chance to grow some more. But at 25, it's not going to happen rapidly. In fact, I would think this might be it for this year for him, or maybe very late in the year he might get another level. Anyway, first point, the least important, is he gained 1 point in downhill from a 68 to a 69. The next one is fantastic and not fantastic because it's one of the lesser relevant attributes for a sprinter. A lot of his 8 points went into it. 3 of them went into recovery. So a +3 in recovery. And to make matters worse on that, from a 62 to a 65 still means his recovery is quite poor. So if he goes to a stage race, 65 is not going to make much of a difference. So a little disappointing on that because suddenly we're down to just 4 points left. But it's a pretty good 4 points. 1 in flat, 1 in sprint, 2 in acceleration. Makes him definitely a little more well-rounded as a sprinter. He's got a 78 top speed now. He's got a 75 acceleration, which has definitely gotten better from where it was. Those last 2 level ups, I think, was like 2 points each time, I believe. So he's gone from like a 71 to a 75, while his sprint has gone from a 76 to a 78 over that stretch. Like, it's definitely narrowing that gap. He actually has some acceleration to go with some top speed. And 1 more point in flat. 68, still not good, but it's, I don't know, a little better on paper than before, little more capable than before. Both of the last 2 level ups, helping him out just a bit. First objective of the year, major objective, top 10 is the target. It's a World Tour C race, so pop 4 potential. I don't think we're going to actually compete for a win here, but I think top 10 absolutely is a possibility. I mean, we're looking at a good, I'd say, 6 riders that come in clearly better than we are, maybe 7. 7 riders that are clearly better than we are, maybe an 8th. After that, the rest of the group gets, pretty approachable. They don't have us on the list of favorites. But I do feel like this is one of those days where we can absolutely pull a top 10, especially considering we've prepared for this, knowing that it was a key objective. This was one of the first ones placed on the calendar. So we have that proper sprint contingency at this one with our top, all 3 of our top quick men, and then most of our high flat rated guys to support them. Really, Hallinan, the only one kind of missing from that bunch. On top of it, Zhu and Shaw not only have the objective, but they have their fitness peaks. So we're coming into this race first time this year fully fit and seeing what we could pull off. I would love to break into the top 5 on this race and get a super success. Heavy crosswinds and a tempo that has destroyed multiple breakaways already and is destroying the peloton. We were down to 129. A group that had been dropped just regained contact. We've still got 145k to go, but the peloton is, bit by bit, falling apart. So more riders got dropped. That group that lost contact was able to make contact, but bit by bit, riders are slipping out the back, and the tempo has remained high. It seems like it has let up just a little bit. Not enough for a breakaway to get established, just enough for riders to recover, though, and we are slowly but surely getting ourselves back into position. I haven't done the math on the draw versus the expected draw, but it's awful. Altingarel has a +1. That's the only positive draw we have. Zhu is supposed to have a +4. That's what he got. Pickrell was supposed to have a +1. It's what he got. And everybody else has a negative. Shaw, a -5. Chang, a -2. Luber's a -2. And G, a -3. So we're looking at, what, about a -12, -13 overall. So we had a nice race day condition not long ago, and yeah, that was the end of that. Karma has hit. We've balanced the books. Already I was setting a 78 knowing that, okay, we're going to have crosswinds, there's going to be some chaos, there is going to be some push. It's not going to be an easy race. I anticipated it. I didn't expect it to be this hard. Fortunately, we did get that little bit of recovery in. We're into that phase now where we can water up again. We'll have to do that one more time. And fingers crossed for us, because we do not have the capability of other teams, and we certainly did not get the draw. We need to be terribly successful today. Certainly not from a points standpoint, with a large haul of multiple riders across the top 10, with only one guy having a good race day condition. Pickroll at least does have a +1, but yeah, it's going to be rough with Shaw having that -1, -5 draw. I mean, he's supposed to have a +4. That hurts. That hurts a lot. We are at the halfway stage. We do seem like we have now sat up for a second time after accelerating once again after a few riders decided to attack. Van Gessel, Urenstad, and Marcy, and there we go again. Tempo picks up. Tempo picks up. It didn't last long. We pulled back 30 seconds in a very short period of time, and we've seen this peloton split multiple times. Our position near the front is very, very, very important right now, and we've got a long ways to go yet. We are going to be out of the crosswinds momentarily, but it's not going to last long before we go right back into them. And due to the, that chaos factor of the crosswinds, we really can't afford to sit up and rest, because those splits, one of these times, it will destroy the group. We get out of that crosswinds, and quickly the peloton bunches back up. Only one rider left out the back who will probably never be seen from again, but we enter right back into the crosswinds. 76k to go now. We see another split, and I do think it's time that we speed it up just a little bit more, just to hang on to that position a little bit better. Now in 83, 70k to go. We do need to get water one more time, but I'm afraid to go backwards. I'm afraid to split will happen, and that's going to be that. Derek G, though, with -2, definitely the worst overall race day condition rating. And as we're coming up on that 60k, now's the time. So running that risk. Here's G. We do see a split. It's down to 70. He's getting back up there, though. Water task done. Okay, that's good. 55k. Hold on. Entering kind of our last phase. We're going to be out of this, though, here in a minute. But let's go ahead and set that 85 anyway. 67 riders. We'll be out of the crosswinds here in just a second. It'll ease off. And it immediately starts to come back together. It's like that pace just kind of take their foot off the gas. 91. But the next phase, I don't think anybody's going to take their foot off the gas. It's going to be full gas pretty much to the finish line. And it's from here that we're going to want to bring in control. In fact, it's not actually coming back together, is it? Just the second group regain contact. And now we need to set an 88 from here. G, Lopers, those guys are going to end up having to gel pretty soon. 35k to go. Yeah, and it's back together. Wow, that's a surprise. Didn't expect us to not see the crazy tempo that we've been seeing all day long. The teams that put the riders on front just don't have enough firepower left, apparently. There's the splits again, down to 60. Gee, let's gel. Got some guys slipping backwards, and it's together. It's 67 at the front. One more time with the tempo lift for me, 90. Here's the next acceleration. Oh, big crash. Shaw, Lubers, Altengera all involved in it. That's going to rule them out of this sprint, almost certainly. All three get going again, though, but they are now in the trailing group. We're reset to a 90. They're a minute and a half behind, and then some. Well, shoot, there goes any chance I had of really controlling things. We're going to have to be more of a team that responds than team that controls. Pickroll and Zhu are looking good, at least. Chang's now the primary lead out as Derek G's toast. So really, I only have 3 guys to try to run this sprint. Yeah, that's rough. Ubers. 21K. What's a 78 look like? What's an 82 look like? Okay. 82 is starting to pull Shaw. Oh, but then they just sat up. Nope, there's the next acceleration. Altingaro will go in between. Gotta watch things at the front. Too late. It's too late. They're done. They're too far down. We really are. Our hands are tied now. 13K and G is done. So I got 3 riders. I'm not liking this scenario. I am not liking this scenario. We still have a lead out, but it's gonna be rough. Timing's gonna be really important here. We've got to wait. At least the front of the field is right there. We're almost out of the crosswinds. Chang is going to have to gel pretty dang early on this thing. He's going to have a lot asked of him in a very short period of time. Okay, we're coming back together a little bit.
Acceleration by
7 riders. Oh man, somebody just attacked hardcore. Hey, it's Mr. Favorite anyway. I wasn't really racing for first anyway. Him going away, not a big deal. 8K though. Is there even a response? Not really, and there's only 34 riders here. 7.6. We gotta go just a little bit longer. Pick roll will gel at 7. 6.7K. Alright, you know what? No more messing around. G, try to follow if you can. You can't. You don't have any energy, but, you know, act like you can. Chang. Okay, just get your initial acceleration back off a little bit because, you know, 6K. You can't last that long. Zhu.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just
oh, gosh. Having Wout van Aert up the road and looking like he's headed for a comfortable win is kind of a good thing. And he's not. He's not headed for that. 3K. Pick roll. Doesn't have enough to sprint anymore. But we're down to 2K and well positioned. 1.7. Pick roll soft sprinting, and Zhu. Let's go, bud. Let's go. There goes Wout van Aert. Zhu is going to get a top 10. He's got the top 10. Can't overtake anybody. He doesn't have enough speed. There's too many of them that are really fast. But Zhu gets 7th. I was kind of hoping for a top 5, but this was absolute chaos. Did not go at all how I wanted it to go. 17th for Pickroll. G was 25th, Chang was 27th, and the other 3 fell apart and died and finished 3 minutes behind. Apparently they were resuscitated to finish the race. Just barely. Van Aert got 18th. E3, Saxo Bank. World Tour B? World Tour C race? I think it's a B. Definitely not World Tour A anyway. The race is going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. You know, it might be an A. No, I'm not so sure. Here's the situation. It's not an objective. That was on purpose. It could have been an objective. I found very quickly that we would be here. I don't want this to be an objective because it's going to be a quite difficult race for us. We have not been any good at cobbles. And we're entering the classics part of the season where this is the introduction to cobbles and to Vlaanderen, where we're going to be for our next race. but that's the baby Flanders race, not the primary. The object of these next couple races, anyway, is to get anything we can. If we can score any points at all, it's going to be great. And based on the race day condition today, it's better. It's almost the same team. It's only like 2 days later. The difference with this team, instead of Zhu, who just secured our top 10, thankfully, the only change is Zhu out, Ponamar in. The expected race day condition, identical, because like Zhu, who expected to have a +4 and had the fitness peak and the objective, Ponamar has the fitness peak and objective and has an expected +4. So we're looking at the exact same scenario. Our 2 guys with +4s got +5s today, so they have at least a +1 draw. Chang has a +4 draw. Crazy, right? And then Shaw has a +2. Pickrell's got a neutral. And Lubers and G have -2 draws. Overall, though, that's a pretty dang good draw. We don't know exactly what, because there could have been more than a +1 with, our 2 guys that had the expected +4s. Anyway, 7 riders in the break, 5.5-minute advantage. We're into the easy part for now, but it's going to be a pretty intense middle third. It's supposed to be a sprint stage, but the cobble rating, the flat rating, the hills rating all matter before the sprint rating. And a sprinter like Zhu would not make it to the finish on this one to contest a sprint. But diverse sprinters, certainly like a Wout van Aert, Vanderpool, those guys are going to, Philipsen, they're going to easily make it there and compete for it. Just some of those pure sprinters that are one-dimensional, not their kind of day. But we've got good race day conditions. I've got plenty of options. I don't know if we can crack that top 10, though. I don't know if we'll be in that final grouping or not, but I'm optimistic that we can be. I like to think of E3 Saxo and the 2 Flanders races as a progression. This is the easiest of the trio, and then the baby Flanders is that just a bit tougher, and then the Ronde, the full Ronde van Vlaanderen, is just insane. Like, we have no hope there. We didn't get an invite to that one, but we are going to be in the other 2. So, but if we don't do well today, we're definitely not going to do well for the Dwarfs, Dorf Vlaanderen. But if we do well today, there's still a chance for Dorf Vlaanderen, and I don't think we're going to be challenging for a win either of these days. At this point, we're really just trying to accumulate what points we can accumulate, and we're going to have to start upping our effort here pretty soon. We're down to 85k. It's one of the harder climbs of what was left. Field is starting to split momentarily. Shaw, yeah, we need to get Shaw back up in position. Shaw is going solo for now. He's a great sprinter. He's got 78s today, but he's not a very good climber. I was kind of waiting to see. He's the weakest cobble rider. Okay, climber. He's not going to make it if we don't protect him. I'm wondering if Chang... Yeah, you know what? We don't need to be protecting Chang. Let's protect Shaw. Shaw's going to have to start putting in more effort. 72k left.
We're into the last third of the race. We'll soon know the final outcome.
Climbing and cobbles. This is where I'm thinking Shaw's going to be a problem and not worth protecting, and maybe Ponamar needs to go solo and we just change that focus.
The pace is really hot, so for the moment we shouldn't see too many attacks.
Ponamar, go ahead and get the water the last time you were referred to this man back and working as a domestique right now, but I feel like we're going to have to change focus. Maybe I should have set Shaw for it, just assuming he was not going to be around for the sprint at the end. Not with how things are going, and 7 riders in the break and still a 3-minute advantage and not closing it back. This is looking difficult. Very difficult. Ponamar progressing. 46 riders out the back. Back in contact for the moment, but it's going to yo-yo. Already caught Shaw. That's how much stronger Ponamar is, and look how he's just leaving him behind. Shaw's struggling to get back up there, but we're getting down to it. Not that many sectors left. But the undulation and the difficulty of some of them is going to make it tougher right now. Like Shaw's high effort and not even positioned well, just slowly making his way back up there. Rest of the team's doing good. Still 3 minutes to the front guys, but 55k. Ponemar comes back to help Shaw. I suppose for now that's okay. You know, we do have enough energy that if he can just about hang on, there's only a couple to go. And only a few climbs left to go. So maybe, just maybe. 117 in the peloton, 7 off the front, and we've pulled back like 10 seconds on those guys is all. So that means we are going to be speeding up. And that could be a problem with the sectors to come. Appleberg, 800 meter climb. Easy enough here, but it's the what's coming soon after and speaking soon after. Let's get everybody up to that 87 territory. Altingaro was supposed to be selected in that too, but okay. A little more effort for Shaw. Here we go, the Paterberg. 300 meters, but 1 star. But now 135 in the peloton. Now down to 2.5 minutes to the front 7. There we go. Here we go. Push, push, push.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact
Shaw,
that there is a breakaway,
not losing too much there.
has increased its speed.
No splits. No splits. Okay.
There's some that just can't keep up.
1.7k, 1 star. 37k left to the finish. Plenty of time to catch that breakaway. There is a split off though at the front. 9 riders escaping. But 115 to chase is plenty. Now chasing 8. And back together. 103 left in the next attack.
Attack by Oya Lescano.
Last time. Loopers nearly done. There's a little bit of undulation to the finish line, but it's pretty dang flat the last 30k. And the breakaway still 220 ahead. Not going to be an easy catch. 74 chasing. Loopers is done, but we've still got the rest of our team. She's going to give us a real shot. Pick roll. Altingaro looking good. Shaw, for now, hanging in there. But as this is a classic, you're going to get a lot of classic specialists attacking and trying to gain separation. And it's just going to lead to a very, very high tempo continually. Loopers gets dropped. 45 in the peloton.
A team leader is falling behind.
Attack by Thibaut Nice.
The finish line is getting close.
Got a few favorites going clear.
15 kilometers road sign.
There is a chase on. It is organized. Let's go tell Loopers to mind his P's and Q's on his own. Ooh, just 27 now, chasing 6 and chasing 6. Ponemar Shaw though, 90, and he's about to get dropped. Ponemar Gel. G. Gel. 12k. I thought we had further than that left to go. Sprint train. We got a chance. We're going to start with Altingaro, but that's just because he's in a better position. As Ponemar comes forward, we will swap those two.
Only 10 kilometers left.
Chang, get out of the way, bud. Okay, so Ponemar, you're going to take over. Down to 2 riders plus the 6. Still have a bit of advantage. Go ahead and gel for Altingaro. 10.4k. That's just about the last hill right there. The field is very much split and there's not much firepower remaining for very many teams. And we are now going just fast enough to kind of counter all of the little attacks, but I don't know about catching that front 6. Especially for Shaw and Chang to have enough energy left. Let's see what we got at the front of the bear. Bovin.
The riders are entering
5k.
of the stage.
It's not great riders. They have a healthy advantage. 5k. Okay, let's start pushing. Pick roll leading out Shaw. You know, we got a real chance here, but the top 6 is going to take the win right now.
A great victory. He didn't
Bovin takes the win, and Pickerel's going to win the sprint. No, Shaw's going to win the sprint. We win the freaking sprint. Well, hey, here's the thing. Aiden Shaw 7th, Pickerel 9th. You know, that's good for points. That's good for points. But the top 6 to be a breakaway and for them to claim it and the other teams not control it, it's not like it was a large break. So it's not like there was a ton of teams represented and nobody wanted to chase. Just poorly managed chase of the break. And those riders aren't nobodies. I mean, there's talent there. There's quality. Lars Bovin is a good rider. Those are not elite riders, though. None of them. So for them to work together and make it to the end and only drop one rider, it was only 7 all day. And it was 7 all day. And it was 6 at the end. And they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, they rode a perfect race. They ran a fantastic race. The sprinters teams chasing in the peloton, the field broke up too much. And there wasn't enough organization. We ended up being the ones doing the work at the end, and that worked well because I set up a 1-3 finish for 7th and 9th. That's still good points, though. Still a good result, but disappointing because, you know, this would have been ABC, whatever, Pop 4, Pop 5. It would have been another nation to roll. So sad we miss out on the snowball here, but good race nonetheless. It's a result that, yeah, we could be pretty proud of because there was a lot of quality in this field. So beating that quality and getting that result is a dang good day. And we're going to finish it on that. That's going to do it for this episode. We've got 2 more of these classics coming up, 1 more World Tour, and then 1 more big objective right after that with Miguel Indurain. Yeah, that's our classic season. 4 races, and then we move on out of it. We don't have a big calendar for it, but we've taken decent advantage of the 2 opportunities so far, and it's definitely going to help us in the points department. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.